is an acronym referring to the academic disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. There is a rising demand for employees in any of the STEM-related fields. A career in engineering, mathematics, or science can lead to high job security in the future. By informing students about the STEM fields, this can potentially lead to a higher percentage of American college grads entering a job that is in one of these fields. This can lead to innovation and higher potential for new technologies to be discovered or created. Technology is so prevalent today, and it is constantly changing, and the need for scientists and engineers who can aid this change is rising. Our community partner is the education coordinator at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Scottsdale. Their mission is to provide youth development services that instill strong core values and life-enhancing skills in a safe environment. The program was created to promote healthy lifestyles, good character, and academic success. This community partner will be our direct source of communication and collaboration with the club.
Our stakeholders in this project are all the people who will be affected directly and indirectly, and anybody who has an interest in our success. All of the students at the Fountain Hills Boys and Girls Club can be considered stakeholders because this program affects them directly and is being designed around them and for them. Our community partner, Janet Grom, and all of her staff at the Boys and Girls Club are all affected by this program as well, and our success is important to them as well too. One of our main goals is that eventually they will be able to continue to implement this program on their own, so like I mentioned before, this project is vital to them. Our industry mentor, Jennifer Velez, who has the title of the K-12 Outreach Coordinator for Arizona State University's Fulton School of Engineering, is also a stakeholder. She's offered numerous resources and so much help in mentoring, and she really does have a sincere interest in our success and is willing to help us reach it. She has also mentioned that she would like to potentially use some of our ideas and even possibly use our program for some of Arizona State University's outreach projects throughout the year. And just to name a few other stakeholders, the teachers of these students, their parents, potential future employees, us, and the ASU Epics Club are all included as well. There are several reasons why we decided to take on this project, and we have a few project objectives. Our main objective is to show these students what STEM really is and what all goes into it. We want to show them all the jobs, careers, and opportunities that lie in these fields and help them realize that they are fully capable of pursuing any of them. As a group, we would really like for this program to get students excited and interested in science and engineering to be exact, and understand just how important they really are. We feel that in the past, science and engineering have been brushed over so much and so many students never had the opportunity to dig deeper into them and explore. I know that I personally remember going through elementary school only doing 1 or 2 science projects a year, and leaving it at that. The school systems are beginning to make a huge reform in their standards, and they're beginning to realize the importance of STEM subjects. In the long run, it would be great to potentially plant a seed that might lead even one student down the road to pursue a STEM-related career. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Scottsdale has no STEM-related program for their students to participate in, and they really are lacking anything science or engineering related right now. Our deliverables are the final results and what we will leave behind after our project is complete. Our main goal is to develop and deliver a program that is STEM related for the Boys and Girls Club that is fun and interactive. We want our program to attract the attention and interest of students and to really excite them and inform them more about science and engineering. This is a great opportunity to be exposed to an organized scientific design process and to be able to learn about science through hands-on approaches. One of the most important things is that this program be self-sustainable, meaning that the Boys and Girls Club staff will be able to continue the program and teach their own classes and develop their own activities as well. We want the students to realize that there really is more to science than meets the eye, and it can be very fun and exciting. We'd like for this program to be as low cost as possible as well, and for the activities to have materials that can be recycled or reused for future activities in order to keep the costs low. Prepackaged box sets with all the materials for each activity will be set up prior to the lesson so that way everything flows easily when the day comes. For our first trial, we will lead and guide the lessons and the activities and act as the experts and train the Boys and Girls Club members so that they can run the projects themselves later on. If this is successful, it would be neat to implement it on the other Boys and Girls Clubs locations in the Valley as well.
The first task what we had to do as a group is we had to identify the project that we would be conducting. So we met with our community partner to gain more information about what it exactly is that the Boys and Girls Club expects from the Epics team at ASU. And so we talked about some of the criteria and then the students we should be working with, the setting of the Boys and Girls Club, and then any available resources that they have, and then the pre-existing state that the Boys and Girls Club is in, so that we may be able to implement different STEM activities for the children. And so after our meeting with our community partner, a few of the team members went to the Boys and Girls Club to survey and observe the environment, and then we took notes about how the students behaved and interacted. We also took notes on the classroom size, where we'll be working, and the types of conditions we'll be working, and then the potential resources that the Boys and Girls Club had that we could use so we can keep that budget down. And then we also identified, after identifying the project, we also had to identify the constraints that we would be working under. And so the first constraint is that the time frame for the individual lessons will be between 45 and 60 minutes. So we're working with our community partner to find out when the best possible time to implement this program to be, so that the time frame will still be determined. So they generally meet we're probably going to meet every Thursday, once a week, every Thursday, and the STEM program will have its one cycle for about 45 minutes to an hour once a week for about an 8-week cycle. And so, like I said, the class of the group will only meet one time per week, and then ideally what we expect is that every project will start and end on the same day, and then normally projects will not go over one session, so that means that ongoing projects will not exist, so students still get the full immersive experience showing up to that one session as opposed to continuing over ongoing sessions that are more in-depth. The lessons also need to be appropriate for 4th to 6th grade age students, because that'll be the demographic that we'll be working with. So another constraint there is the available spaces, such as the classroom and the sports field. And then lastly, all of the materials that need to be stored, so that this may be taken into account of inventory and keeping stock properly stocked. And then for our projects, we also had a certain criteria. We need to make these projects interactive, personal, simple, kinesthetic, and most importantly, educational, because the importance of the STEM project is that the students are getting a better understanding of science, technology, education, or engineering and math. And so having it being very interactive will get the students to better understand what part of STEM they are learning, such as a chemistry STEM activity, where if they're making ice cream, they know that molecules are interacting with each other and that the temperature is going down to make it more solid as opposed to a liquid, and so they're getting that educational experience. And so it also has to be simple, because if it's too in-depth, the students will lose interest, and so when they lose interest, they don't pay attention as well, and then they don't get the full effect of the entire STEM project.
As a group, we would like to finalize and review our activity lesson plans with our K-12 outreach partner from the university. She offered to review them to check cost effectiveness and appropriateness for the age level. For the start of next semester, that first major step is going to be ordering all the appropriate materials, organizing them into kits based on the activity, and then going through and doing trial runs to determine if the activity is appropriate. Once this has been done, the next step would be to meet with our community partner to set a date and figure out the details of when we can go to implement the program. We need to discuss days, times, registration fees, etc. The goal is to implement and deliver by the end of the spring 2015 semester.
Since the next step of the project is to begin ordering and organizing materials, all of our available funds need to be accounted for and distributed evenly to where needed. There is a guaranteed pool of money supplied by the EPIC's ASU funding, which is $200. On top of this, one thing that needs to be determined is whether or not there will be a registration fee involved, and if any of those funds would be available for materials. Our community partners has also emphasized that she has funds set aside need be. So once the final budget is set in stone and the materials are ready to be ordered, the group needs to consult with her to see what she has available. Here is an example lesson plan template. The lesson plan is used to organize all the information needed for each project the Boys and Girls Club will be doing. Each of them needs to be concise and to the point, while still making the project easy to do. All the lesson plans are formatted the same way to make it easy to follow each one. They have the following categories: grade/age level, approximate duration, time distribution, summary, STEM/common core connection, learning outcomes, introduction, materials, procedure, and conclusion.